Hey guys, welcome to another video of mine. It's Commando Relay, and this is another Chelsea transfer day news video for you guys. I have a lot of stories to talk about. Pedro potentially leaving either this January or in the summer window to the MLS, to potentially Japan or even China. Going to be getting to striking targets of Luka Jović, Krzysztof Piątek and Edinson Cavani. Going to be evaluating those options, reading the reports, give my thoughts, opinions, and do I think we're going to be heading for a crazy deadline day? Make sure you guys stay tuned in this video, but before I do get into it, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to my channel if you're not on here. Make sure the notification for notified for every time I do upload, and comment down below your thoughts, opinions in the comment section below. And of course, before I do also get into it, rest in peace to Kobe Bryant and Gianna Bryant as well. Tragic, horrific news. It broke last night. It's so sad, and it's not just for the sport of basketball, but he was an iconic member in sport in general. You know, he was a legend, a king. Rest in peace, rest easy, king. It's not easy, and all my condolences, my thoughts go out, my prayers go out to his family, Vanessa Bryant, and of course all the family, and of course all the people that are also on board on the plane as well, the pilot and the other families as well. Tragic. And you know, it's not the first time we've had, you know, aircraft problems. Of course, Emiliano Sala last year, we had Vichai, the Leicester Orion, had a helicopter crash as well. I think more regulations and things need to be looked into this, because it's sad, it's tragic. And me growing up as a kid watching him, basketball is my second sport. Growing up as a kid playing basketball, you know, he was so iconic. You know, I knew I was fond of him, one of my favourite players, and so sad to see him go. It was honestly heartbreaking when I heard the news. But let's get straight into a transfer daily video for you guys. Now, getting into the first story that does regard Cavani to Chelsea. Now, we know that currently we are monitoring Krzysztof Piątek, but Cavani has been on, you know, in the works for 2 to 3 weeks, I would say. We have been heavily interested in Edinson Cavani. However, we know there's a massive stumbling block. Now, Football London, a very reliable English publication, they reported that despite Atletico Madrid being favourites to get Edinson Cavani's signature, and of course we have had a loan offer bid rejected from Paris Saint-Germain, there is a wage cap regulation problems in Spain. Now, of course, the reason for this is Cavani wants Atletico want Cavani. However, there is a major wage stumbling block. We know that Cavani is on upwards of £350,000 a week at PSG. His contract is up in the summer in 6 months' time, and Atletico Madrid are very eager to get him on the payroll in this window. However, like I keep stressing, the wage cap is a problem. They're not able to match his wages financially, you know, with La Liga terms as well, and that could be a major stumbling block. And Atletico Madrid may want to wait until the summer, and of course they do have the advantage because of course Cavani prefers them. He used to play for Atletico as well, and they have been in the front running, and Chelsea aren't as eager to sign him. However, we are definitely in the running. We've definitely monitored him, inquired him. We've even had a loan bid offer rejected, and let's see how things develop. It's currently the 27th of January as I record this and upload this, and deadline day is fast looming over, fast approaching. We're approaching deadline day now, so let's just see what happens on that. But he is, like I said, one of the striking targets, and it's very possible that we could not even sign anyone. Now, this is the debate I wanted to ask you guys. Look, would it be the end of the world if we didn't sign a single player? Now, a lot of you would see it's a waste. You know, we spent all that time in court with FIFA, battling it with a law case and legal suits, etc., to overturn the ban and be granted the window. However, if we're not going to make any business, then what was the point? I guess it was to get one over FIFA. But at the same time, we could look at the flip side of the coin. You know, I still think we can achieve top 4 without signings. The main priority for me is clearing out deadwood and trimming the squad as much as possible, raising enough funds to sign elite world-class players in the summer. I still believe we can get top 4 without signing players. There's no Harry Kane until the summer, there's no Rashford, and our rivals are a lot more inconsistent compared to us, so I think that we could still get over the line without signings. But with Giroud leaving, it would be nice to get a striker to guarantee us that top 4 finish. Of course, Cavani is one of those names, and I mentioned it before. Leave me your thoughts, opinions in the comment section below. Would you take Cavani at Chelsea, and if not, why? Remember, he is 32 years of age, very injury prone, high wages, but he's a clinical goal scorer and definitely fit the bill. Now, the second striker I want to talk about is Krzysztof Piątek. Now, Krzysztof Piątek, the news broke yesterday, and Nico Schura, a very reliable Italian journalist, He reported that Krzysztof Piątek's agents have offered him to Chelsea, and that Tottenham are interested in our own front runners currently. Now, Fabrizio Romano, a very, very reliable journalist, stated that Tottenham are front runners. They've had talks ongoing, and the situation with Chelsea is that the agents have offered Piatek to Chelsea, and that we are interested in monitoring his situation, but we haven't as of yet had a bid. Now, Gerardo, an Italian journalist, he reported yesterday that we had a 27 million euro bid rejected for Piatek. Now, that is false. He was a very unreliable journalist. But today, the Matt Law, he wrote for the Telegraph today, and he basically stated that Chelsea are still hopeful of signing a striker this week, and both Cavani and Piatek are on the list of players Lampard is interested in. The club are not currently pursuing Luka Jović, which I'll be getting on to in a minute, but they are aware that he may be available on loan if they run out of other options. That's what Matt Law was basically stating today. Now, like I keep stressing, Piatek is one of the striking options. You know, it's legit. We are interested. We're monitoring his current situation. But you have to bear in mind that, you know, the fee and the process. Now, the situation currently is with Piatek is AC Milan want a full permanent deal. Now, AC Milan want a full permanent deal, and Chelsea and Tottenham are only offering loan deals. Now, with AC Milan, they want a 6-month loan with an obligatory to buy. So it means that after the loan ends, the club have to purchase the option to buy. Now, Chelsea and Tottenham don't want that, of course. They want to do it based on performances. Now, Piatek hasn't had the best starts of seasons. He's had 4 goals in 14 starts of season, atrocious form. He was on fire last season for Genoa and in the second half of the season for AC Milan, but he hasn't hit the heights as of last season. And don't forget, Milan have got Zlatan Ibrahimovic from the MLS as well, and he is starting ahead of him. You know, if a 38-year-old Ibrahimovic is playing ahead of him, it must give you a lot. It must tell you a lot as well. Ibrahimovic is going to be on very, very high wages as well, so they're going to want to clear up the wage bill. And Piatek has been on the best of forms. They're in financial trouble. They're going to have to, you know, raise the funds, and that's why they're demanding a full permanent deal for Krzysztof Piątek. They want around 30 to 35 million pounds, and Chelsea and Tottenham don't want to pay anywhere near that valuation due to his poor performance this season. Plus, they only want a loan deal as well. But like I said, 4 days left of the January transfer window. Anything can happen. Anything is possible. Things can change in a heartbeat, especially in January transfer window. So make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you stay tuned to this channel as well. I'll be reporting everything here as well as it breaks. So like I said, but I want to hear what you guys think as well. Would you take Piatek at Chelsea, especially for the short term until the summer, or would you take him permanently, or do you not want him at all? You know, the thing with Piatek, I've watched him numerous times. You know, he's a lethal finisher. He's a quality, very, very clinical lethal finisher. He buries chances, very aggressive. His link-up play is okay. His movement is decent. But the problem with Piatek is his passing is not fantastic. His awareness, his aerial ability, and overall, would he adapt to style of play? Not necessarily. I don't think he would necessarily adapt to that style of play, and therefore, I don't think he'd be the best suit for our style of play. However, you never know. If Piatek did come, we'd have to definitely suit our system towards him, and definitely could push us to the top 4 as he is a lethal finisher. But let's see what happens, I guess. Now, getting to the last striker is Luka Jović. Now, Luka Jović, we know, you guys know how much I love Luka Jović. An elite finisher, gunman, ice cold, was fantastic. Devastated when he went to Real Madrid due to our ban. But he has been linked with again. Now, as I mentioned with the Telegraph outlet from Matt Law, he stated that Chelsea are aware of Jovic's situation availability. However, he is currently not in the running. Now, I was told this ages ago that Luka Jović is not in the running currently. And the main reason for that is that Chelsea have discovered that, number one, we can't get him on a permanent deal because Real Madrid want him for the future. And number two, he's unable to play as a lone striker. Now, at Frankfurt, the reason why he was so lethal and world-class and truly unstoppable was because he played in a front two, either next to Ante Rebic or Sebastian Haller, who is currently at West Ham, and that's how he thrived. Against Stamford Bridge as well, against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, where he scored in both legs, he either had Sebastian Haller or Ante Rebic next to him. That's how he thrived. He makes those late man runs, shadow striker, very similar to Mason Mount, but I would say slightly further forward. Insane finishing, one of the best clinical finishes you'll see in Europe, hands down. Link-up play is good. Absolute tank. His physicality is amazing, strong, holds up the ball up well, aerial ability on point, wins loads of headers, strong, aggressive, would be perfect for the Premier League. However, it would be more of either, you know, a shadow striker, second striker, or in a front two. I don't think that he'd be suited to a lone striker. Personally, of course, he's 21, so he can adapt in that sense, but, you know, in the 3-4-1-2, he would suit. In a 3-5-2, you know, in a 4-4-2, these type of formations where he would thrive, or play as a second striker, and they'd be, you know, essentially compete with Mason Mount in that sense. So, you know, like I said, let's just see what happens. Jovic is not our priority at the moment. I don't see why. I love Jovic. I think he'd be fantastic, be amazing. But let's just see how these reports, plan out, etc. But I'm going to wrap up the video there, guys. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to my channel if you are on here. Make sure you hit the notification button for every time I do upload. And I'll see you guys for my next video. Peace.